Ladies and gentlemen, this is Envoy of Kairos, and the new year is upon us. But this one is looking to be very interesting for gaming. Zelda and Metroid have huge anniversaries coming, but oh, it seems there's one other, and they have an event rather soon. Pokemon has announced a live stream for the first sunrise of the new year, and there will be Pokemon CGI'd into the event. Now, this probably reminds you all of the wildlife stream for Glimwood Tangle when Galarian Ponyta was first revealed. But that similarity is the strangest part of this. We don't have a new game announced that's relevant to that sort of display, and Generation 8 is still relatively recent. They won't drop another generation on us like this so soon. But we are approaching the 25th anniversary of the franchise, soon after the release of the first main series Pokemon title on the latest console. Now, where have we seen that before? But to top it all off, there's the setting of the stream. Viewing the passing of a year from the International Space Station. The blending of space and time at its most significant. It's not exactly an extreme leap to say the Diamond and Pearl remakes are upon us. That's been expected for a long time. What I'm here to discuss is the importance and expectations of that release. Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum are still considered some of the best and most replayable Pokemon games today. With a vibrant world, great additions to the generation's roster, and the largest scale plot the series had ever seen, now barely rivaled by the likes of Ultra Sun and Moon. Oh, not to mention the mini-games. Dear God, I sunk so many hours into just mining, and I desperately hope that returns with some expansions in the remakes. But with the inclusion of Pokemon with power over space, time, antimatter, and the literal god of the Pokemon multiverse, that provides potential for the remakes to be either the greatest plot the series has ever produced, or the greatest possible disappointment. On the positive side, we could see the full wrath of Arceus, with a post-league plot to uncover God itself and witness its distaste over the events of the Pokemon timeline, such as the creation of a mimicry of it in the form of Silvally, or the consumption of entire worlds at the hands of Necrozma. We could fight God and witness its primal form, given a true upgrade to its original state, much as the primal reversions in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. We could see Cyrus completely overtaken with madness at the revelation that his deeds directly angered Arceus and led to the potential apocalypse, rather than his dream of remaking a world in his image. But on the downside, we could get none of that. We could receive the same exact plot with no additions and no substance, with the roots and world we remember simplified and bastardized in the process of trying to modernize it. We could see a total lack of the wild area concept from Galar, when there's so much empty space on the original Sinnoh map that could be filled in as several wild areas with more vertical and interesting geography like we got with the two recent DLCs. They could turn the Battle Frontier into a DLC or just remove it entirely. There's just so much that could go wrong, and with Pokemon's recent track record, I'm not sure what to expect. I guess I'm sitting somewhere in between these two extremes, where it's most likely we'll get the bare minimum of improvements with some content still missing and left wondering if it was worth purchasing. I've been a Pokemon fan for most of my life. One of my greatest memories is at 7 years old, when my brother and I received our copies of Red, Blue, and Yellow with our first Game Boy Colors as gifts to go with the announcement that we were about to pack to fly out to Arizona and pick up our baby sister who had just been born and was ready for adoption. They were going to be Christmas gifts, I suspect, but they needed something to occupy us on our flights and waiting in the airport. I've attached a lot of the greatest parts of my childhood to the series since, and it's gotten rockier in recent years. State of the world and country partly to blame. In those recent years, I've also played a good variety of fan games. Infinity, Insurgents, Rejuvenation, Rad Red, all sorts. And I've certainly seen what Phoenix Rising is up to. I almost joined their writing staff at one point, but I had a bit too much going on in my life and my own writing goals to pursue it. I still do. As a result of all of this, it's become clear to me that the Pokemon fandom has grown beyond what the official developers are capable of. We, as a community, need more than what they have the motivation and talent to do. And that's largely because the main development team is so isolated. They don't take new blood in very easily, especially if they're not Japanese. But Pokemon has become an international phenomenon that's inspired countless people and resulted in fanworks the likes of which I've never seen in any other franchise. It's mind-boggling to see what the Pokemon fandom is capable of, and I wonder if the official devs can keep up without opening their gates to accept some of us as their own. I'll say time and time again that Sonic Team hiring the Mania staff was one of the best moves they could have made. And Capcom, of course, lost a lot of respect when their project for Mega Man Legends 3 fell apart. If more companies could act like Sega has in recent years, accepting their fans and collaborating with them instead of shutting them down and throwing out cease and desist orders left and right, we could see genuine greatness at the limits of our combined imaginations as a result. But Nintendo has proven too controlling and xenophobic in recent years for that to be a remote possibility. As such, their dev teams and series stagnate. Now, some have gotten it right, largely Aonuma. Others, not so much. For now, I'm cautiously optimistic about this New Year's event, and what's to come after. But overall, my faith in the future of the Pokemon franchise is more closely tied to the likes of Loxton, Subjectively, and Ruffled Rowlet, and of course not to mention the Phoenix Rising team. We can hope they turn things around next year, but for now, I'll just keep in mind how amazing of a community the creative side of the Pokemon fandom is. If the official series can tap into a fraction of that greatness, then the franchise will be alright. Maybe not with these remakes we're all expecting, but someday. May the brilliance of these diamonds and pearls be polished to a new, greater shine. And if they fade to just a glimmer of the past, well, I guess that's just us millennials killing the jewelry industry a bit more by proving ourselves above it, right? Well, that's enough of this ramble. Let's hope I'm wrong and they prove to us that they've learned their lesson. For now, this is Envoy of Kairos, signing out. And I'll see you all again on New Year's, probably, for my reaction to this event I was just rambling about.